What's up, gays, straights, and other days? It's Mally. I'm back with another episode of Lady in Mystery. And last we ended off was pretty fucking intense, so let's just get right on into it. I left alone, so I just sat down on the floor. I could see the light from the lamp swaying over the thin and long window. I lit the light on the lamp later, but there was nothing usable in this room except for teacups and a teapot. She wiped it all, so it all looked so good on the outside, but the drawer was empty, and the furniture didn't seem to be used at all. She just put her clothes she wore once on the floor anywhere without folding properly. She just threw everything everywhere like she doesn't really have anything she cares about. I kept rubbing my forehead with my hands among that mess. My heart kept beating so fast for a while that my throat started to hurt. What should I do? Wait, what? No, I'm not gonna run away, I'm gonna wait. I adjusted my dopo, closed my coat, and quickly grabbed my fan and gat for the floor. Yeah, I want to know what's going on. I'm not going to run away from you. I was so overwhelmed and distracted that I didn't know what else to do. The room was in an L shape, so the bed was on the dark side of the room where you can't see from the door. I was scared that I might get busted staying in Leader Kong's room, so I moved further inside and sat on the bed. While I was sitting, servants kept coming and looking for Leader Kong when she wasn't even here. Are you here, Leader Kong? This doesn't work. Something went wrong, someone's missing, someone's trying to break the door, no one's going to the post-jung. Even though no one answered, 5, 6, 10, 20, an endless number of them kept coming and asking unanswered questions. This had been her life for the last 5 years. I felt suffocated thinking about that. After a long while, Leader Kong opened the door loudly. She slammed the door closed with her back and then leaned against it, putting up with something. Are we gonna talk about this? 'Cause I really want to. But it didn't last long. Leader Kong gave a sigh and came inside with lighter steps. You must be surprised that this happened. There are several things that I'm surprised about, babe, and we need to talk about all of them. I thought the higher-ups came, but they were all just lowly workers. It happens sometimes, so you don't have to worry about it. That's not what I'm worried about. Can we go back to the fact that you basically just kissed me and, like, begged me to keep my mouth shut? Can we go back to that part? I put guards on every side and locked every door so no one would come inside. I'm not sure if they're going to go back tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Leader Kong's voice was very calm and sweet, but the first thing she did as soon as she got into this room was putting that wood bowl towards her, washing a towel and wiping her arms with it. But you won't be able to go back for at least a couple of days. It's all my fault. I don't mind being with you at all, but I need you to talk to me. I apologize. No. There's nothing you could have done. It wasn't your fault. I wanted to talk in a normal voice, but I choked with emotion like a fool. It's not that different from when my voice grew hoarse right after I got up, but I was surprised. And I got surprised again, licking my lips. It reminded me of when Leader Kong kissed me earlier, so I didn't know what to do. Leader Kong was just watching me the whole time. Suddenly, my chest felt so stuffy, so I lowered my head and covered my face with my hands. Why? Why did you kiss me? Inside my head was a mess. All the jokes she has made so far came across my mind. I realized that all the situations I've never really thought of so far could have been completely different. In addition to that, her tone and facial expressions all came across my mind and started rambling around in my head. With all due respect, you are the one who came to my bedroom first, and I've never hidden how I feel about you. I don't know anymore. Would that be enough answer for you? No, actually, I want to know why now. But this can't happen. You're going to get mad at me once you find out. Oh, that's right. We're still a girl under all of this, and I'm worried that she's going to be upset with me. This is just a mistake. A pure mistake. Ugh, I'm sorry, but it's like you ended up eating an apple when you wanted to have some meat. This is a serious moment, but come on, Isu. Oh, God. And when I put my hands down, Leader Kong was looking at me calmly with a comb on her hand. I like you too, but I've never thought of it that way. Wait, what? I do? I mean, I always have, but... Wait, what? I think I actually like you more than I thought, but yeah, I clearly enjoyed you kissing me, very much so. My head started to hurt. I've never heard of me sounding so stupid like today. Yeah, that is an achievement. I'm not really explaining well what can't happen or why I'm sorry now. You like me, but... As I was thinking that I hope Hanyang suddenly burns down, we all disappear together, Leader Kong suddenly laughed quietly. But you're a woman? Didn't I fucking tell you that she already knew, that she probably already knew? Didn't I tell you? Wait, does this mean that things can be okay? When did you... I've known since the first time we met. Oh. Oh. And you still... Oh. Leader Kong's voice in her eyes didn't falter at all. You must have had some story since you dressed up like a guy when you were a woman. And you keep living as a guy for that long, which means you have some problem with your identity. Didn't I fucking tell you so long ago that she probably already knows that we're a girl? Ugh. Well, I'm glad that kind of angst is out of the way and it makes things a little easier for us, but... Wait, no, you're distracting me. Why did you do that now? Why now? It's not that hard to find your original identity among all the names of the people who are running away. Your name is Lee Sol-young, was that it? Uh-huh. It doesn't matter at all to me. After finishing that sentence, Leader Kong started to comb her hair. So, you know who I am now, and you don't care? Okay. When I woke up, the room was empty. Wait, what? Why did I... Wait, no, I still need to talk to you. I mean, great, confirm that we like each other. Honestly, the fastest the game has already gotten to this point, but, wait, no, we still need to talk. I barely managed to remember that Leader Kong made me sleep on the bed, and she made her bedding on the corner and slept there. You could have joined me. I was too tired and I felt dumb, so I just fell asleep right away. And now I can't remember anything. Then everything she said last night came across my mind suddenly. I punched and kicked the blanket out of embarrassment. She knew it for 5 years? 5 years? She knew it all along, but she still treated me like a Yongbon guy and used extreme honorific and... What the... I can be in competition for the most humiliated person and win the cow as the grand prize. Yeah, but... I mean, bright side, she also said that she's never hidden the way she feels about us, so... That means that she wasn't just trying to manipulate us, she actually just really felt that way for the longest time. Oh. Aw. When I flipped my body, buried my face in the pillow, and moaned in agony, the door suddenly opened. I pretended I was sleeping in that position. Yeah, sure, she's gonna buy that. I know you woke up. Yeah. I still need to talk to you. I could hear you rustling from outside, Mr. Hisu. Oh, enough with that, come on. Are you still gonna call me Mister even though you know I'm not a Yongbon guy? I've always done it so far, so it's nothing new. Nothing has changed for me. Yeah, you still love me. And I still love you. And I really, really hope we can fix this. Leader Kong answered in a calm voice. Then I sat up on the bed. Leader Kong sat on the chair and started sewing her own clothes, and she didn't say anything for a while. I thought she makes her servants do everything for her, but she was even so good at sewing that she could even make clothes and sell them. Then do you want me to call you my lady when we're alone? Are you seeing a lot of alone time in our future? Yes? Leader Kong stopped her hands and looked up. I'll do whatever you want, even though you are not a divine Yongbon, but just a daughter of some accountant. Oh, I can't be too mad at you. Even though you're a descendant of a family that was destroyed because of the treason, and you're not guaranteed to live, and your status went down as low as a Nobi, I'll still treat you even better than a real Yongbon. 'Cause you love me. Oh, you're in! While I didn't answer, Leader Kong cut the thread between her red lips. I could hear her teeth meet each other. If you want, you can reign like a master. Wait, what? I'll serve you like a servant. Leader Kong's voice is still so soft as always, but her eyes weren't fixed on the clothes she was sewing. Leader Kong knew everything about me, but she just left it as is, and she even worried about me. That's so romantic. Oh, my heart. I love this route so much. Now I understand why Leader Kong was so anxious about everything I do. Yeah, she loves me. Because she knows who I am. She felt anxious and worried about whatever I do. Yeah, and she loves you, dumbass. Can we maybe try that kiss again? Why didn't I find it weird? Because you like her too, idiot. I just thought she was overly worried. I could have noticed it if I just thought about it. Yeah, but as the rule dictates, clueless, useless lesbian. I could have noticed that she knew everything, that she treated me like a woman on some level. I looked up, wrapping myself around with a blanket. Leader Kong, I'm listening. Come to think of it, there's something I wanted to tell you last night, but I couldn't because I got distracted too much, probably by you kissing me. I grabbed the blanket again before I continued. I've expressed more than enough that I don't want to hear any more, and it's too much for me. Wait, what? But I guess you didn't hear enough about how I feel. Oh. Leader Kong answered with a little sad tone but didn't stop me. I made some stupid guess, not like the usual, and I want you to listen to those. But I don't really have enough evidence, and when I think about it, my head really hurt yesterday and I didn't feel really good, so... I held my breath several times. So if there's anything wrong, please tell me what's wrong. You should interrupt me and tell me I'm wrong. Yes, I will. When I caught Leader Kong's eyes, I felt terrible pain in my heart. Nothing was proved, but I was so anxious for no reason. And I kept rubbing my hands, but my fingers felt numb like a bunch of straw. I closed my eyes hard. Clerk Park didn't get to Naju, or at least he got into a situation where he couldn't send the letters. There was no answer, but soon I could hear Leader Kong holding her breath quietly. Is that so? It's what I've gathered. No. Is it true? I don't know. But I heard that Clerk Park has been in touch with his family via letters. He went on board the ship just as fine as well. Also, Clerk Park is really good at handwriting. It would be impossible for anyone to imitate his handwriting. You keep saying that, but you make me wonder things. I can actually break both logics so easily. Leader Kong finally put down the fabric completely. Oh? How? Do you have to be all the way over there? Can you come here? Well, first, about the letter, it's actually not that hard to forge the letter. I guess it's because of, maybe the content? I don't know, she's making my mind all fuzzy. Because of the content of the letter. The content? I haven't read it, so I don't know what he wrote. Was there something wrong with the letter? I thought of the content of the letter again. Dear, I'm worried if you and your parents are doing okay there. I'm in Naju now. The marketplace in Naju is so crowded with people as always. They say once you put your name on Songbong, you become a Songdo merchant regardless of your social status. I guess I'm a Songdo merchant at the end of the day. I feel much better looking around marketplace here. I went to the marketplace tonight and looked around. There were lots of nice goods there. I miss you even more today. I'm thinking of saving money and buying an overcoat for your father and J Binyo for you from here when I go back. Also, I'm sending you some baby clothes and shoes for when our baby is born, so please take care. I'll write you another letter when I go back. There was one part that was so odd at the moment I was reading it for the first time, and still weird after his wife explained it to me. That part is probably about the baby clothes because she's not even remotely pregnant. There was this part in the letter that he was going to send the baby clothes and shoes for when the baby is born. His wife told me that it was for when they have a baby later, but it actually made me doubt it even more. How does that become the evidence that Clerk Park didn't make it to Naju? Because that letter was written on the ship on the way to Naju. Huh? It would have happened like this. There were servants getting on the ship with Clerk Park to serve him, and one of them asked Clerk Park, Sir, I won't be able to see my family for a while when I go to Naju, and I want to write a letter to my family. But I don't know how to write. So, can you write a letter for me, please? Please write it like we already arrived at Naju in advance. And Clerk Park agreed. He ground the ink and wrote the letter on a wobbly ship with letters that are still smooth and straight, but rougher than usual. That was not the letter he wrote for his family. Oh! So it was intended for someone else. Wait. So... the sailors were way too fucking casual about that. Did they have him write that under the guise of writing it to one of their families so that they could kill him and make it look like he never disappeared? Maybe. It must have been a letter from a servant to their family. And that servant must have gotten an order before and said whatever Clerk Park would say for the letter. He sent regards to his in-laws and wife and didn't say anything else and made it as similar to Clerk Park as possible. And that letter Clerk Park wrote for his servant was changed into the letter he wrote to his family later. But then, why was there mention about the baby in the letter that Clerk Park doesn't have? But then there was one problem in the letter. Clerk Park didn't just write down what his servant asked him to write, but he added some more things at his discretion. Clerk Park became nosy and thought of that servant's family. Right, his wife is pregnant. How come he doesn't mention that in the letter? What a blunt guy. What's wrong? So he didn't bother to ask and just added one more sentence. That he would send baby clothes and shoes for the baby. So if my guess is right, one of his servants would have a pregnant wife, and he must have come back shortly after he got on the ship to Naju. A servant with a pregnant wife. How could he get on the ship to Naju without hesitation? Also, why did Clerk Park have to write the letter on the ship as if they already arrived at Naju when he made the boarding record and got on the ship? Well, again, probably to make it easier to make him look like he disappeared safely. That's my theory anyway. All these were telling me that they weren't planning to go to Naju in the first place. He got on the ship, but he couldn't get off. And where did he go? Clark Park must have been sleeping under the deep ocean somewhere by someone. Okay, Hisu, you could just say he was murdered. Alright. There was silence for a while. I lowered my head, feeling like a prisoner waiting for the final verdict. Oh, that's how the story goes. And do you think it's me who planned all that? The thing is, Yoren, I don't want to think that way, but I don't know. You told me to keep quiet and then you... I don't know. Well, that's... I was half-half about it so far. I wasn't sure about it. I was hesitating. Leader Kong asked again. Also, do you have any clear evidence of that theory? No, I don't. I've never been in this situation where I couldn't find any evidence, but this time I couldn't find any critical evidence. Well then, if I deny it, then it becomes not true. Wait, are you saying you did it? Technically yes, but... I regretted telling her that as soon as I told her, but at the same time, I thought I had to tell her. And then I got scared again. I didn't know what to do if Leader Kong just admitted that she planned the whole thing. I was scared that I might have to choose. But then Leader Kong denied it right away without even blinking once. She didn't even hesitate for a second. I clearly deny it. I don't know anything about it. I cleaned Songdan only to protect my Songdu merchants, nothing else. Is this true? Yes, believe me, I want to, but I don't know if I can. Babe? Wait, what? So we're just gonna be like, okay, yeah, we like each other, moving on. Alright. We're revisiting this later, aren't we? Oh my god, goddamn bugs! Oh, we're at Clark Park's house. Okay. Oh my god, thanks, Cadus, thanks. I looked up alone in front of Clark Park's house. I don't know why I ended up coming here as soon as I got out of Songdan. Wait, we just left her? As soon as the front road of Songdan got cleared, she let me get out of that place on a little cow that our servants usually use to take trash or luggage out of the house. I could get out to the big road leading to Unjong Street after walking a little while. Instead of going back to the tavern, I ended up going to Clark Park's old house that Hong Ryon told me about. The location of the house was very bad, and it wasn't even in the sun. There were only a few newly built thatched houses that were built cheaply here and there. And the innermost house that seemingly looks relatively decent was Clark Park's house. Is anyone here? I called from outside the fence, but there was no answer. Of course. There was no sound at all except for the little stream flowing on the side. I invited myself into a house where no one lives without permission. I opened the little door carefully. Oh, what? Wait. There's so much writing on the wall. What? What happened here? A desolate, empty room without any furniture left. The wall was filled with letters written in ink. It looked like someone was practicing on the wall since the wall was full of letters that were somehow rough and sloppy. Any spot that you can reach was filled with letters. Based on what he wrote, I think he must have studied to take an exam for the government. Little Clark Park would have never thought that he would become a son-in-law of a merchant family. Considering that he wrote letters in a line and tried to make the space between the letters equal, he must have been very meticulous. He might have looked a little petty in other people's eyes. I closed the door and went out. Alright. Then an old lady from next door looked at me and opened her eyes wide. What are you? Are you a friend of Mr. Park Bonte? Do you know Clark Park? The son of this house. Of course I know. I've lived in the house next door for so long. The old lady chewed something inside the mouth and spat something out, then approached the bush fence. It's still their house. It's an empty house, but the location is not so good, and it still has an owner. And sometimes Park Bongtae comes to visit as well. Wait, what? I thought he was dead. I'm quite lonely here, to be honest. I wish someone would move into that place, but they don't sell the house. They're not really doing anything, but they don't sell the house. Wait. So Clark Park is still visiting this place? When was the last time he came here? I think it was about 2 weeks ago. It's recent. He came here right before he got on the ship. Wait, what? Okay, I'm a little confused as to what the fuck the timeline is. Okay, sure. He had to have some purpose in this house to come in here in that situation. Did he try to get something from here? No, I don't think so. I don't think he would have used this place to keep something important. Then maybe the opposite. He had to store something here in a hurry. Thank you, ma'am. Huh? I quickly started to look around the house again. The house was completely empty. I would have found something if he hid something in the room. And did he bury it in the yard? Or maybe you should look at the wall with a bunch of writing on it, Hisu. I don't think so. This area has streams. If you bury something under the ground in this kind of area, then it would move along the vein of the water under the ground. He would have known that since he grew up in this place. Storage is too easy for thieves to get in since it's an empty house and the barn was broken. I barged into the kitchen. Kitchen. Yes, Hisu, the floor is made of floor. Yes, we're in the kitchen. What? If there's something in this house, it must be in the kitchen. Where should I look? Oh, God. Maybe the cupboard, because everything else is out in the open? The old cupboard door is so twisted that it doesn't even open. It's wooden! Smash it open! I tapped it with my hands, but nothing changed. Get Juhi in here. She's good at smashing shit. I miss Juhi. It's been a while. Okay. This? When I opened the cauldron, there were some straws in it. When I put the straws away, there was a hole in the bottom. Under a bowl? There's nothing on the shelf. There is clearly things on the shelf, but fine. I don't think anyone ever touched it all since it's thick with dust. I flipped all the bowls, but there was nothing. They dug the side of the kitchen to store firewood. The small firewood storage is empty. There's nothing in there. Okay, then what do you want from me, Hisu? What am I missing here? What? Do you know how long I spent mousing around to get that tiny little corner under? Okay, fine, whatever. It was hard to see the inside of the furnace standing up, but when I bent over and lowered my body, I could see something shiny inside the furnace. Are you gonna stab my ears? As I grabbed the wooden poker near me and put it inside the furnace, I could feel something like a box at the tip of the wooden poker. I tried to get the box out somehow with the wooden poker right away, but since the tip of it was smooth, it wasn't easy. Why isn't it coming out? It would have been so easy when he put it in. After struggling for a while, I finally put the wooden poker in the right place. The box made a scratch sound and got dragged out along the side of the wall. I waved my hand and covered my mouth among the old ashes. Ow, there it is, thanks. The box I dragged out was a lacquered box decorated with little shells. Oh, pretty. The box was closed tightly with ashes on the lid. Well, I can probably open it. It doesn't look like it has a lock. I took the box outside the kitchen and locked the old bronze lock. The box opened with the sound of woods detached. Inside the box wasn't money nor jewelry. It was just some pieces of old paper turning brown and smelly. And in only one day, I could see Clark Park's handwriting again. The awkward letter he wrote in still immature handwriting. Paintings and poems he got from Hong Ryeon. A face of Hong Ryeon he tried to draw with his inept skill. The back of Hong Ryeon over the wall that doesn't show the face. Clark Park's journals. Hey, Mr. Park, how are we going to see Gisang from Gibong? I told you I'll take care of it. Bend over. I'll hang on the wall first. As Clark Park peeped at Hong Ryeon over the wall, his heart started to beat fast just like any other boy's. Ah, yikes. Then Gibong door opened. The old maid of that house got mad and came out running. I told you to come back when you get older. What the fuck? Hong Ryeon was smiling, covering her mouth over the wall. Leave them. I doubt passionate young guys like them have a taste for art. Give them about a couple of years and they won't want to come in even if we ask them to. The box that the young Yongbon boy, who fell on his buttocks with a dumbfounded face, kept for long since that day. That box was still squeaking today with some smoky ashes on it. And when I found the neat poem and some paintings that I presumed to be Hong Ryeon's, I couldn't take my eyes off them. It was much better than the paintings in the poem I got a few days ago since these were done before she retired. They say the best writer in Hanyang is not Yongbon scholars, but famous Gisangs. Then I could hear the bush fence opening. Huh? Oh, hey. Sir? I didn't know you would really come here. Hong Ryeon was standing in front of the gate. She seemed quite flustered to see me again, but she still managed to press her chest with her skinny hand and bowed. I came here because it somehow bothered me ever since you asked me about this house. I didn't know I would see you again here. Hong Ryeon was holding a bottle of liquor and carrying a withering apple under her arm as if she was visiting someone's grave. But as soon as she noticed that I was looking at the bottle, she shook her head and quickly hid it behind her back. I'm not still having doubt. That doesn't even make sense. You said Clark Park is doing well in Naju, right? I don't know about that one anymore. Did I say it like that? Well, I don't really remember exactly what you said, but you showed me the letter he sent to his family, so it must be nothing. It's nothing. I handed the box to Hong Ryeon, who sat down on the low wooden bench as if she melted down. Hong Ryeon searched through the box indifferently at first, not knowing what's in there. But then soon she stopped her hands, and when she started to search through the box again, her face looked different. Everything Clark Park kept carefully became so worn out that it was about to shatter. Hong Ryeon's hands, unfolding and pressing out the corners of the paper, started to shake, and then she bit her lips and lowered her head. Tears that were hanging at the tip of her eyes fell down to the dusty wooden floor. I should have stopped him. I should have done whatever it takes to stop him when he said he would be a member of a merchant family. That was not the place that a young blonde boy who'd been writing poems and letters can handle. Hong Ryeon just told me it's nothing, but now she ended up sobbing. She must have noticed something. Where did you find this box? Inside. It was deep inside the furnace. I had a hard time taking it out. Is that so? You don't have to worry about this case anymore. I won't ask anything else now. You've done more than enough for giving me this box. Hong Ryeon was grinding her teeth when it's not almost summer, not cold at all, grabbing the box with her tiny hands. She said she won't ask anything else. But then Hong Ryeon bit her lips hard and then shook her head. Wait a second. I'm listening? I'm really going to ask this for the last time. Sir, is Clerk Park doing well in Naju? Is he really? Please say yes. I had a really strong urge to tell her something, but I couldn't say anything. If I tell her that there's very little chance Clerk Park is in Naju, then there's no turning back. I felt it, talking to her so far. Hong Ryeon has a very quiet and calm personality, but when she finds out even the little bit of the truth, she'll go right away to the government office without hesitation. She would do whatever she thinks is the right thing to do without even thinking of what might happen to her life. Some people are like that. It wouldn't matter how I answer that question. It matters. Whether it's a lie or the truth, I'll believe whatever you say. I'm going to. Hong Ryeon twisted her lips with a face full of fear. She didn't seem like she's ready to hear the truth, but she didn't look like she's ready to be fooled either. And I don't even know the real truth, clearly. All I have is just circumstantial. Showing Hong Ryeon all the raw information would just push her further to the edge. And if I tell her everything right now, then Leader Kong must be in an extremely lonely situation. She's already having a hard time alone surviving through the storm every day. Oh, fuck, are you gonna make me choose? I couldn't decide what to do thinking about everything, so I should... The thing is, there's no guarantees, and... I'm gonna protect Leader Kong. I trust her. I decided not to tell anything until the end. It's not like I know exactly what, when, and how, and who did this. All I know is just incomplete information. Telling her this would just put her in eternal pain like unsatisfied thirst. I don't know exactly. He might have or he might not have. You're not even giving me some empty words that he's going to be fine. Hong Ryeon interrupted me as if she was just rushing me. I lowered my head. I'll give you the money back if you want. You did your best. I know that. I can tell it in your eyes. But I wish you just lied to me adamantly. What am I supposed to do if you tell me that he might have or might not have gone to Naju with that kind of face? The apple fell down from under her arm. She covered her face and tried to hold the tears. I'll consider that I paid you for this box. Thank you for everything. I'm sorry. But until I know everything, I can't. Hong Ryeon closed the box and almost ran out of the yard after bowing that looked like as if she was collapsing. Well, I protected her. I hope I don't regret it. After coming back to Jeonghuso, I kept lying down on the desk. There were some letters and complaint that I wrote in different handwriting. It was a request for the investigation on Clerk Park's death, his disappearance, and whereabouts of Park Bong-tae, who won't be able to come back ever. I wasn't trying to make some vague implication that Leader Kong might have done it, because no one knows that anyway. I just wanted to say that there's a 90% chance that Clerk Park is dead. People should at least know that he's dead. While I was leaning my cheek against my arm blankly, Clerk Park, who I couldn't even recall until yesterday, looked at me in the dark. What? It was the day I caught Clerk Park's crime. Those resentful eyes of Clerk Park at the time. That sweaty face. I didn't know what back then. Clerk Park looked more anxious than any other criminal in the world. No! He was so adamant no matter how hard I tried to soothe him. It was just a theft, and what happened in Songdong would be taken care of in Songdong. He doesn't even have to go to the Poshung. But why? I had no idea why he was reacting like that. Clerk Park, however, kept shaking his head as if he just lost everything in his life. No, sir, I didn't steal it. I shivered as I recalled the pleading voice. Then the door opened, I quickly gathered all the papers in front of me and hid them behind my back. It was Woo-sung. Hi. Been a while. He carefully came in and looked at me with a face full of worries. You can't just go around and solve the case alone. I just got the request, so I did it. What else would I do? As I answered indifferently and folded the papers, Woo-sung gave a sigh. We didn't exactly open this store to do that kind of thing. That's true, but... So, what were you doing? It's a secret. I'm just going to do it by myself. Woo-sung didn't ask me more about the request. Instead, he sat down in front of me as if he was collapsing. You know, it scares me every time you disappear. I'm scared that you might go somewhere that I can't save you. I'm scared that something might happen to you where I can't save you. Woo-sung quickly stopped when his voice started to crack. I'm not going anywhere without you. You should care more about you going away without me later. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to disappear until I die. That's not healthy, Woo-sung. Woo-sung stopped several times before he went out of Jung-Hoo-so, then he kept hesitating. Then he opened his mouth again, grabbing the door handle. You're not going to Songbong, are you? Huh? I had a bad dream last night. I had a dream that you went to Songbong and were on fire. No. What kind of dream is that? I didn't even go near Songbong. Only after I glazed over did Woo-sung leave Jung-Hoo-so. I closed the door and left Jung-Hoo-so as well. I was hiding the letter to reveal the death of Clerk Park inside my sleeve, and I had nothing else with me. It was still quite early, but the road was so quiet. Even the clamor from the marketplace seemed vague today. I looked back at Jung-Hoo-so for a while and walked out of the alley without hesitation. Oh my god, crickets! Okay. The Ministry of Justice... Oh, they just stopped. They just showed up to annoy me and then leave. The Ministry of Justice, Supreme Court, the Poshung. I haven't even decided where to go, and I was eventually walking on the familiar road in front of the Poshung. Wait, am I turning her in? What? Then I ended up not going anywhere and stopped in the middle of the road. I'm reporting to the Poshung about something about no other than Leader Kong. Is that really okay to do? Reporting means the department is going to arrest everything involved in this case and torturing them. When all the methods I can use are blocked and I can't solve or persuade without any of my ability. And when all of the circumstantial evidence is so clear and there are clear suspects and a victim, so when the law is the only way to save all of them. Only then should I rely on them when all the data I have to completely end the situation. I couldn't move my feet, so I was just looking at my own length and shadow. Then a familiar plate. What? It's been a while since I've seen you. It was Damo Sayan from Uposhang. Sayan tilted her head and came close to me, and then looked around. What are you doing there alone? I'm just taking a walk. Hello? I don't think it's a good idea to take a walk on the front road of the Poshang. Sayan seemed to be out to do laundry since she was holding a hamper that doesn't really fit her at all. I guess she washed arm warmers and clothes for policemen at night. Sayan, let me ask you one thing. Let's say that let's say Park Wong-sam committed a serious crime. Let's say he might have committed a crime. But then you can't find the evidence. But you can feel that he's somehow related to the case for sure. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to report him? Or are you not going to do anything about it? Inspector Park is a little lazy, but he hasn't and he won't commit any serious crime ever. What? No, I'm not saying he did. Just hypothetically. How can you assume the hypothetical situation when it's not likely to happen at all? Never mind. I shouldn't have asked you. Just go now. I'm sorry. Sayan was looking at me like I said something ridiculous. But then she stopped before she headed back and turned around. I would try to find the evidence until the end instead of reporting him. I'll find the evidence if I do my best. I won't give up finding critical evidence. What if you still can't find it? Then I trust Inspector Park no matter what I think. I know he wouldn't do such things. She answered without any hesitation. For a moment I got a lump in my throat and I got a little shocked. I was looking blankly at her for a while and then quickly changed the question. Really? Then what if it's me, not Park Wong-sung? Sayeon's face became complicated. She'd debated for a while, unlike before. Then I noticed that I should have asked her with an example of me, not Park Wong-sung in the first place. Then I'll report you. Thanks. Huh? You must have committed a crime then. I can't believe you said that, Sayeon. I missed you a lot. Sayeon just fronched her eyebrows and then went back to the poshung. Soon I became alone again. The dry wind kept blowing and stopping repeatedly and changed its direction, and every time it does, some grains of sand kept rolling on my feet. I closed my eyes for a while and then started moving my feet slowly. I've just decided where to go. Oh! No, we're not going to the poshung, I'm going to you. I turned my steps. Leader Kong. I have to go to Leader Kong. It doesn't matter if anyone would judge me. What is going to happen if I just go to the poshung and throw this case at them and suggest we should investigate the case of Clark Park without any solution like it was someone else's problem? I didn't want Leader Kong to be in trouble again like she was 5 years ago. She was accused of crime she didn't commit, but she didn't even resist and just stumbled. She would have just died for something she didn't do if it wasn't for me. It's just her personality. How can I ever put her on trial like that when I'm not even 100% sure about it? Me, of all the people. Even if all the people in the world say differently, I shouldn't accuse her of something that I don't have any evidence. I just started running to Songbong. When I arrived at the gate, greeting me at the door was not Leader Kong nor the gatekeeper. It was Butler Zhang coming out of the gate. The oldest servant of Leader Kong looked at me, flinching his wrinkly eyes. Leader Kong is out. Where did she go? How long do I have to wait for her to come back? Butler Zhang was so calm that it made me feel a little suspicious, and he wasn't surprised at all. He looked at me for a while and then opened the gate, nodding. I'll let you inside. It would be better to wait outside. What? That didn't make sense. Okay. Where are we going? Butler Zhang took me to a little room of the servants' quarter that I haven't been in. It must be where Butler Zhang lives or works. The old mean Zhang carefully closed the door and asked me without hesitation. I thought you would go to the poshung. No. I'm in love with her. I wouldn't. Or maybe you are on the way now. Nope. Why do you ask that? Are you gonna tie me up if I tell you I'm going to the poshung? No way. Since you were here, I just wanted to give you some advice that might help you. I thought maybe I could help you with making a decision. What could you possibly have to tell me? What? If you take whatever happened at Songbong to the government office and make it their problem, then I'll make your security their problem as well. You were actually accused of treason. I hope you think it through. I would never hurt her. How fucking dare you? What? It was a threat. It was so sudden that I didn't know what to say. But while running away, I swear to God I never thought I was a criminal at all. So what Butler Zhang said to me came as quite shocking to me. But I couldn't even rebut what he said. Telling him about my story doesn't make the false accusation on me disappear. Oh, sir, you're still so young. I was once your age. Stubborn and thinking that you're right about anything. I'm not going to hurt her! Even if the leader was not Lady Yuri and someone else, someone always has to do the same thing. It might look cruel and ugly in the end, but that's not her personal business. Are you trying to trample on all the Songdo merchants? Let me talk to her. I'm done talking to you. Butler Zhang paused for a moment. Do you remember when you first saw Lady Yuri 5 years ago? Of course I do. I remember. She was falsely accused of something that was manipulated by Hanyang merchants. It's quite embarrassing to say, but the future of Songbong was as dangerous as sitting on a barrel of gunpowder back then. And after 5 years, it still is. He barely managed to maintain the balance of power with Hanyang merchants. If you damage our Songdo now, the 6th store of Hanyang would come at us with joy. Finally, Lady Yuri will be beheaded, and her head will be hanging on the marketplace, completing their plan they failed 5 years ago. I'm not gonna... Why is he convincing me of all this shit? Like, I'm clearly not gonna hurt her. Why is he doing this? Is that what you want? Of course not. You know it's not like that. I'm not thinking of any of that. I love her. And before I even finished my sentence, Butler Zhang interrupted me and asked, No, it's not about the matter of interest. It's about what it eventually becomes about. No matter how fair your intent was, if the result became very partial and political, then it's not fair nor conscientious, sir. Isn't that how treason usually works? Fuck you. You lost all your family, right? Butler Zhang asked me again, opening his slanted eyes. It was so ridiculous of him to mention my family like that, and he was even quite scary and annoying. but I couldn't stomp out of the room. I was just standing there listening to him. If you report the case to Clerk Park with only the information you have, then Songbomb might have to be responsible for what we didn't even do. No matter the truth, all the responsibility would be on the leader, Lady Yuri. Then, the door suddenly opened and Leader Kong came in. Butler Zhang quickly got up. What are you doing? What are you doing without my permission, old man? Darling, fuck, I've never seen her this angry. Welcome back. I didn't ask you to welcome me. I asked you when I gave you permission to talk to Mr. Hisu alone. Leader Kong was holding a sword on one hand and she looked so fierce as if she was going to cut Butler Zhang. I don't know where she went, but her sleeves were wet and she looked so haggard. I'm not going to forgive you if you ever said something weird to him. Leader Kong threw away the sword with a clang and took me out by grabbing my wrist. When I looked back, Butler Zhang was picking the sword up from the floor. And after walking a few steps, Leader Kong stopped, feeling her forehead. Please talk to me. Please tell me what's going on. Her body tilted a little as she felt dizzy, then my wrist got out of her hand. Leader Kong was looking down at the ground for a while and then started walking again, panting. Wait! Where? Oh, back here. Leader Kong didn't look up at all until she got into her room. With this doorstep between us, Leader Kong was inside and I was outside the room. I thought you would go to the government office to report this case. Of course I didn't. I was going to. Why didn't you go then? I don't know, but since the wind was blowing so hard, I paused for a while. When I looked up, Leader Kong was looking at my neck blankly in the dark room. Wait, what? What are you doing? If it was about Butler Zhang, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry for his discourtesy. It's not about that. Why are you looking at my neck? Huh? I've never seen her look this sad. What the heck? I decided not to believe anything when there's no evidence. As always, circumstances are nothing no matter how plausible it looks. Someone killed my father with just the circumstances. Anything that looks so obvious can always be wrong. I decided to just let the government know about the death of Clerk Park and run away from this case, but it was nothing more than the escape from my own incapability to find the crucial evidence. Is that so? Yes. Please believe me. And it might sound stupid, but I need you, so... Leader Kong flinched her body as if I said something unspeakable. I don't care what other people say. I don't care if I have to sacrifice a lot. I'm too afraid to lose anymore, and I can't. I couldn't continue and my neck became so cold. When I caught Leader Kong's eyes, she didn't look away anymore. Her hand letting her wet hair loose was so neat. Suddenly, my body got pulled inside and leaned. You can't go back on the promise you made with the merchant, my lady. I couldn't even give a small scream. The door was closed, making a scary sound as if it will never open again. Wait, what? What? The words in my... Okay. You pulled me inside, now what?